Hello students, now we will discuss the topic digestion of proteins. So what are proteins? These proteins that are made up of amino acids. When different amino acids join together, then we can say these are known as the proteins. So proteins that are also known as the polypeptide, because different amino acids join together to form a chain known as polypeptide. So if we have taken some food and that food have the protein, so how the protein digested in the different part of our body? So we can say in our mouth only the salivary amylase is there, and this enzyme is only for the digestion of the carbohydrate. So we can say there is no digestion of protein in our mouth. After that the food enter into the esophagus. In esophagus also only the muscular movement takes place, that is the peristalsis. So no digestion of the protein takes place. Then we can say in the stomach. So in the stomach, because HCl is present, so the protein digesting enzyme pepsin. The pepsin is the enzyme which is present in the stomach, and it is the protein digesting enzyme. So due to the presence of HCl, it become active. Firstly, it is in the form of pepsinogen, then it change into pepsin, then it become active and convert the proteins into peptones and proteoses. So now what are the peptones and proteoses? Peptones and proteoses, these are the simple proteins which are formed. So if proteins are partially hydrolyzed, we can say partially broken up, then we can say the peptones are formed. And if they are completely fragmented into the simple form, then we can say proteoses. So the simple form of the protein is known as proteoses or peptones. So if they are partially hydrolyzed, then we can say peptones, and if they are completely hydrolyzed, then we can say proteoses. After that, the food enter into the small intestine, and in the small intestine the duodenum part that carry the pancreatic juice, and in the pancreatic juice different protein digesting enzymes are present. First is the trypsin, second chymotrypsin, and third is carboxypeptidase. So in our last lecture we discussed how these protein digesting enzyme become active. So these are the protein digesting enzyme, and now we have the proteins, because the whole proteins are not digested in the stomach. So proteins we have proteoses and the peptones. So these proteins in the presence of trypsin, or you can say chymotrypsin or carboxypeptidase, change into dipeptide. Now what is the meaning of dipeptide? So these proteins are made up of amino acid. Suppose these are the amino acids, and if I am making a line in between, that line is known as peptide bond. So if we have two amino acid and these amino acid are joined with one peptide bond, then we can say it is known as dipeptide. So when the protein is complex, then we can say it is the polypeptide, because more than two amino acids are there. But after its digestion, it change into proteoses and peptones, and these proteins, peptones and proteoses, these change into dipeptides. So now what are dipeptides? These are the proteins having the two amino acid and a peptide bond is present in them. So these are the dipeptide. Then these dipeptide in the small intestine, because the small intestine also have the intestinal juice, and in intestinal juice also protein digesting enzyme is there. So that protein digesting enzyme that work on dipeptidase, because dipeptides is there after the digestion. So dipeptidase, that is you have to understand this thing. There is the very you can say very less difference between the substrate and the enzyme. So if we are writing ase, then we can say that is the enzyme, and if we are writing dipeptides, then we can say it is the substrate. So these dipeptides, what are dipeptides? These are the two amino acid when they are you can say joined with one peptide bond. So in the presence of dipeptidase, they change into amino acid, and the final product of protein digestion, you can say, that is the amino acid. In your exam, this question is asked that what is the fate of proteins after digestion? So we can say amino acids. Now the digestion of fats. So how the fats are digested. So in mouth there is the no fat digesting enzyme, in esophagus also, in stomach some amount of lipase is there, but fat digestion not started. So in small intestine, you can say the duodenum part of small intestine, because the bile juice that is collected by the hepatopancreatic duct in the duodenum, the bile juice is there, or you can say the bile salt is there, that is coming from the liver. So this bile salt act on the large fat molecules, because these fat molecules are very large molecules. These are the esters of fatty acids and glycerol. So very large molecule these are. So for their breakdown, they should be broken into small form, small molecules, we can say. So that bile salt act on these large fat molecules and change into small molecule, and this process is known as emulsification. This definition always come, what is emulsification? So we can say breakdown of large fat molecules into small molecule, then it is known as emulsification. So this emulsification is done in the duodenum part of small intestine. After that, in the duodenum part, the pancreatic lipase is also there, because pancreatic juice also have the lipase. So this lipase word is related to the enzyme which digest the fats, because fats are also known as lipids. So the fats in the presence of lipase, pancreatic lipase, because this lipase is coming from pancreas, change into diglycerides, and these diglycerides then change into monoglycerides. Now what is the meaning of diglycerides and monoglycerides? So we can say, what is the definition of fats? Fats are the esters of fatty acids and glycerols. So if the fat and the oil, we can say, if they have the 3 fatty acid, then we can say triglycerides. And if the fat molecules have the 2 fatty acid molecules, then we can say diglyceride. We can compare it with dipeptide. If 2 amino acids are there, we can say dipeptide. And if 2 fatty acids are there, we can say diglycerides. And if only 1 fatty acid is there, that is known as the monoglycerides. That is the simplest form, we can say. After that, in small intestine, the succus entericus also there, the intestinal juice. So that also convert these di and monoglycerides into fatty acid and glycerol. So these change into fatty acid plus glycerol in the presence of intestinal lipase. So in small intestine, there will be the complete digestion of carbohydrate, complete digestion of proteins, and complete digestion of fats takes place. So after the complete digestion, the fats change into fatty acid and glycerol. So if anybody asks from you what is the fate of the fats, then we can say fatty acid and glycerol. The simple form of fats is the fatty acid plus glycerol. And the fate of carbohydrate, that is the glucose. And fate of proteins, that is the amino acid. So these are the simplest form, and these are then absorbed by the you can say the small intestine. So that is about the digestion of proteins and fats. Thank you.